Okay, let's look at the next problem. Okay, we have to find all the integer divisors of a number. What does that basically mean? It means if the user has given 10 as the number, then we have to identify all the integers that will divide 10. So 2 will divide 10, 2 5s are 10, 3 no, 4 no, 5 yes, 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, so 10 will also divide. Okay, so now let's take up this and do it. Naturally we require a number that will be entered, for which we have to find the divisors. So let's that be number or num. So this will be your int num, and we require again a variable for keeping track of the loop. It is clear that a loop is required mainly because we have to repetitively check the numbers whether they are divisors or not. Okay, so let's have that as I clear screen, prompt for the input, enter the number. Okay, then input, so input will be num. Okay, and now we will again display the integer divisors are okay, and then now we have to start the loop. For I is equal to 2. Why 2? Because 1 is a divisor of every other number, so we can start from 2. So I is equal to 2. I less than or equal to, now we need to figure out. So if we are talking of 10, then what are the numbers? So 2 5 5 is half of 10. So if we just check up till half, that would be more than enough. So which means what? Num by 10. Okay, so we have to keep repeating this loop till I is less than or equal to num by 10. Now num by 10, even though it might go into decimals, it's still it will be compared to a it will be an int. So int, in which case the decimals will be truncated. Never forget that. Okay, and then I plus plus. Okay, now opening brace, closing brace. Okay, now let's look at if. Now we have to check whether I divides the entered number or not perfectly, which means what? Remainder should be 0. So for that, if you remember, we have already used that. We just have to say num, remember percent, num percent I. Now what will this return? It will give you the remainder after num has been divided by I. If that is equal to 0, okay, if that is equal to 0, then in that case it is divisible by that number. So cout set width say 5 and then I. Okay, now after this loop say get ch. Okay, now let's run it and see what happens. Let's say 10. The integer divisors are, it's not displayed anything. So now let's figure out what's happening here. The first time itself it is not going in. Num divided by 10. So 2 divided by 10 will be point 2.2. Now which is less than I is less than or equal to. Okay, so it should go in. 2 divided by num is 10 divided by 2 gives you 5. Remainder is 0. So it should display this. Okay, so why is it not displaying it? Let's think about it. Oh sorry, it should be actually 2. Remember I was telling you that we know that any number will be divisible by itself and by 1. So we just have to keep checking for whether a number entered is divisible by 2, 3 till the entered number divided by 2, that is half the number. Because if it is more than half, naturally it will not be a proper divisor. Okay, now let's run this now and let's give it as 10. So 2 and 5 are the integer divisors. Okay, let's give it as 108, 108. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18, 27, 36, 54. Great. So that is a successful run, a successful solution. So let's save it and let's quit. Save yes, and